Hello, I'm here to talk about therapy. I've been wanting to do a video about therapy for a while now because it is something that I am very passionate about. But I didn't want to do just like a basic overview of what therapy is like. Hi, I'm a clinical psychologist, and I'm here to help you understand therapy through the eyes of a frog. I wanted to do something a little more creative, a little more fun. And so I went to see the old turtle. I explained all my stressors to him, and he told me, "You know, Frederick, I think what you need to do is scream into a lily pad, and that will cure all of your problems." We even have group sessions where all the frogs in the community can come together, scream into lily pads, and then process their emotions through a group sharing circle. They thought, "Oh my gosh, Frederick's crazy. He's sitting around screaming into lily pads. What is wrong with him?" But once they saw how much benefit I was getting from it, and I was still able to maintain my cool, calm, and collected demeanor, they started to think, maybe this is something I want to try to. And I was like, okay, I guess that makes sense. Why not? Then the snakes, the alligators, even the herons. And that's why I love doing this work. It's amazing to see how much potential there is in every living being to heal themselves. If you liked this video, please give us a thumbs up. Also, please remember to support the channel. All they need is a little support and a big lily pad. Now we have this huge community of animals in the swamp that are all participating in therapy and screaming into lily pads. But after participating in individual therapy, they were able to process those emotions and move forward in a healthier way. So I found a nice big lily pad, screamed into it, and immediately felt so much better. I have friends whose children used to be anxious about going to school, but after participating in a few group therapy sessions, they don't have that anxiety anymore. They're able to go to school and focus on learning instead of focusing on their anxiety. And so when I started to notice that my anxiety was getting worse, it helps to get them out of your system. And then once they're out of your system, you can process through what has been happening in your life and how you can change your thinking to make it more adaptive and helpful for you. And worse, I wasn't sleeping. I wasn't eating. I decided I needed to seek out some help. So I came up with this idea. I got in touch with a friend of mine who happens to be a frog and also happens to have a doctorate in psychology. And I asked him if he would be willing to explain therapy to me and to our audience using the lens of his personal experience as both a frog and a therapist. And he said yes. So without further ado, I present to you my friend, Dr. Frederick. As a young frog growing up in the swamp, there were many stressors that I had to deal with, like alligators, herons, turtles, foxes, snakes, humans, really a plethora of things that wanted to eat me. Now, back then, there really weren't any therapists in the swamp. But luckily, there was a wise old turtle who had started doing a swamp therapy. The thing about screaming into a lily pad is it allows you to express all of those pent-up emotions that you've been holding on to, whether they're positive or negative. Now, I still scream into the lily pads today, but I also encourage other frogs to do it too, because it's so beneficial. When I first started doing this, there was a lot of stigma in the frog community. Now, at first, it was just the frogs. Other animals in the swamp didn't really think much of it, but then the turtles started doing it too. It's so wonderful to see how this has impacted not only their lives, but also the lives of their family members. I have another friend whose mate was cheating on them, and they were feeling really sad and lonely. And I've seen so many other frogs go through similar transformations. Thank you, Dr. Frederick, for sharing your story and your passion with us.